This is Preston Minson interviewing with Ryder Nordstrom. So this is going to be about his wrestling season this year, as he is a freshman on the Hillsborough team. How has the season been this year?
It's been good. Haven't had a lot of actual wrestling time going because our football season went so late. So I was kind of behind everybody else, missed out on a good duel, but it hasn't been too bad. I've had good success, and being on varsity as a freshman, I'm definitely seeing a lot of people that are better than me, have a lot more experience, but it's gone good so far.
How do you think the competition is going to be going forward?
It's going to be tougher because, as in the season, just like all other sports, you try to make it to state, go for the big bucks, but it'll get harder because, everyone's getting better through the year. The more practice, the better you get. And you got regionals and state coming up here in about a month, and that's about as hard as it gets.
What's your record right now?
I'm sitting at 7-3 with 2 tournaments under my belt.
Nice. Thank you.
Yep.
All right, so this is Garrett. We're interviewing Isaiah, a CG wrestler, and we're going to see what's up today. So, Isaiah, how long have you been wrestling, buddy?
This is my second year wrestling.
Second year of wrestling? Have you enjoyed both years of wrestling, or just 1 year better?
I liked last year better because I actually kind of won some matches, but both years are going good.
Oh, nice. On the topic of winning matches, what is your record this year?
This year?
Yes.
It's like 2-9.
2-9.
Pretty good record.
You'll get there, man.
Oh yeah.
Another question I got for you. What's it like wrestling with your brother?
Well, usually he tries to beat me up in practice, but other than that, it's not that bad.
It's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Is it cool wrestling with Hillsborough?
Yeah, it's nice at least that we get to go to Hillsborough and wrestle instead of just not having wrestling at all.
If we didn't have wrestling, what would you do?
Well, I wouldn't do wrestling. That's really it.
You wouldn't play hoop or anything?
Hmm?
You wouldn't play hoop?
No, I would not play hoop.
So Isaiah, what has been your favorite part of the season so far?
Probably picking up some kid to say on the mat. That was pretty awesome.
I bet that was cool.
I did
Heard the gym was electric after that.
Oh yeah.
So earlier you said that you are wrestling varsity. What's that like?
I feel like it's a lot harder than it would be if I was wrestling JV. I feel like I'm probably going to get more experience wrestling varsity than JV though, so.
And what grade are you in, Isaiah?
I am a freshman.
What are you looking forward to the rest of the season?
I'm looking forward to actually winning some matches this weekend, Maybe if I can place at a couple tournaments.
Isaiah, what's one thing you would like to improve on?
I don't know. Probably just when I go off the mat, having a good attitude. When I go on, having just a good attitude. I feel like when I lose, I don't really kind of just get a little bit angry,
Yeah. That is our interview with one of our wrestlers, Isaiah Patton. He is a 9th grader here at CG. He gets after it. Thank you for watching.
When did you start wrestling, or when did you get into wrestling and whatnot?
Whenever I was in 7th grade, that's whenever I started wrestling.
How has this year gone for you in wrestling? How's it been? Record? Just give me some details
my
about the
record
season.
is 8-2 right now. I lost to the number 3 ranked kid in the state from Ellis. I lost to a kid from Douglas who I shouldn't have lost to by 1 point because I was didn't really take that match very seriously as I should have. And I lead our team in 3-point near fall and in reversals and escapes. So I lead our team in some stats, which is pretty cool, I guess.
Okay, so first of all, Andre Patton is your name. What's your height, weight class? What's
My my weight class is 160. I usually weigh about 170. I have to cut 10 pounds a week usually.
How tall are you?
5'10", 5'9".
Who is your biggest influence, so that's like idol, when it comes to wrestling?
I wouldn't say I really have one in particular. Coach Kretzer at McPherson. Whenever like I said, I did wrestling since I was 7th grade, but once I was a freshman, and I went in the wrestling room with him, and he started coaching me, and he really preached about you're the captain of your own ship. It doesn't matter what happens one day, the next day you can turn around and just completely turn it around. And he's probably my biggest person. He made me fall in love with the sport of wrestling. I remember crazy practices at McPherson. Sometimes you have to crawl off the mat. Don't have enough energy to walk after practice. And Dom Damus, I went to a couple wrestling camps when I went to Hillsboro, and there was a wrestler from OU there, and his name's Dom Damus. I kind of try to style my movement after him. He takes a lot of stuff from boxing and Muhammad Ali and the way that he moved, and I try to incorporate that into my wrestling.
What's your favorite type of wrestling?
Well,
I should say like normal wrestling or like the freestyle. I don't know much about wrestling. I just
yeah,
know
so
there's-
there's basically 3 main types. It's Greco, which is you can't attack their legs, you can only throw them. Then there's freestyle, where you can attack the legs, you can throw them. And then there's folk style, which folk style is kind of a dumbed down, safer version of the other two, and that's what is also known as the collegiate style. That's definitely the one I'm the best at, but I like freestyle the most. It's a lot of fun to be able to overpower another human being and throw them over your own head, and that's honestly probably the best part of the sport for me.
What's your favorite move to pull? Like if you were to go to a move when you're wrestling, what would it be?
Well, I'd say probably what I'm best known for is the ball and chain.
Explain that a little bit.
So you basically have you have them by their leg when they're trying to stand up, in between their legs, and you lift them up by that and slam them back down. Yeah, there's a lot of pictures of me doing that to kids. I know it's been in the Freedom Press and stuff.
What's your specialty, or like what makes you better or different than other wrestlers? Like what would you
say? Tilts. Again, none of this verbiage, I guess, is going to make sense to you or somebody who doesn't wrestle, but basically you can score points in wrestling by exposing somebody's back to the mat. You do it for 3 seconds, you get 2 points, and for 5 you get 3 points. And you can win by points instead of a pin. Tilts is definitely one of my specialties. Is basically where you just you tilt them, and there's no way they can get pinned, but you're getting back points. And whenever I was a freshman again, I was a 138 pounder, and the guy in front of me, I was JV. The guy in front of me his name's Austin Eldridge, and he was a state champion that year. That was his senior year, and he ran tilts like no other. So I guess he would also kind of be another idol. Kind of picked up a couple of things from him, and I've just sort of taken off with tilts. That's why I lead the team in near fall. I'm trying to break the record this year, which is I think 45.
Okay, what was your record last year?
My record last year was 25 and 16.
25 and 16.
Yeah.
Who is best wrestler you've gone against?
Probably Connor Peifler from Ellis this year, the number 3 ranked kid. Yeah, he's pretty good.
Are you ranked at the moment?
I'm not ranked at the moment, but I do have 2 teammates that are. Jordan Bachman at 145 is ranked number 5, and Tristan Rathbone at 152 is ranked 5. So I have some really good guys around me in the wrestling room.
Do you have any upcoming wrestling matches? Like say a couple, 2 or 3?
We have Harrington tournament. It'll be on Saturday. Starts at 9, and that's usually a pretty fun tournament. It's always hard to wrestle after break because we haven't competed in about a month, so it's kind of like having a whole nother season. And with Christmas break, you lose all your conditioning. Well, I did at least. I really didn't run very much as I should have probably. Then next week we have our first 2-day tournament, which will be, or the week following will be like the 17th and 18th, I think, is our Halstead tournament. It's a 2-day tournament. And yeah, that's our schedule for the next 2 weeks.
All right. Well, appreciate you doing the interview with me. Good luck the rest of the season.